Okay, here comes the plane. I knew one was coming. I feel it now. Fucking ears starting to bleed and burn. I'm capturing the phenomenon associated with it that's not, you know, simply reliant upon whether or not you believe my symptoms of what I feel, you know, just physically and mentally in my body, in my mind. There's all kinds of other phenomenon that are external from that. Like the rat scratching in the wall. Only when the plane's coming. The white little hairs. Before it became wintertime, when the plane would come, there were the tiny white flies. Ash flies, they call them. Oh, they don't do nothing. They're not doing anything. They're not even flying around particularly. Unless a plane comes, and then the air is filled with them all around you, floating around like ash. Breathing them in without even knowing it. And the plane stopped for some reason, and suddenly they all just kind of disappear again. And that's perfectly normal. I mean, there's no such thing as an ash fly in the Pacific Northwest until a couple of years ago. Of course, there were seagulls around here until a couple of years ago. There were ladybugs until a couple of years ago. There were butterflies until a couple of years ago. There were slugs and snails until a couple of years ago. There were frogs and toads. And the only place you'll find frogs or toads is in the mud underneath things and down in caves and holes and wells. There aren't any that go out in the air anymore. It couldn't be that nanoparticles of aluminum are like putting salt on them. That's made the population of slugs and snails and frogs all just disappear. But they're disappeared. Normal houseflies, gone. Mosquitoes that we have around here, gone. There's mosquitoes around still, but they're not the same species of mosquitoes that has been here up until about 5 years ago. These mosquitoes have a light green, lime kind of green tint to them, and they're translucent, and they go in swarms, and they'll chase you around. And all of this has happened in the span of the same length of time span as I noticed the chemtrails beginning up here, which was 07 when I came back from Vegas. And the sun didn't come out for 2 summers in a row, and I thought, that's strange, what the fuck? And then I noticed the stripe in the sky one day, and I thought, it's perfectly blue. It's no ice crystals. Why is there a gigantic line being made across the sky? That's not even high enough to be a contrail. What the fuck? So I started to look, and the whole sky was turned white within 2 hours, because those planes were flying in formation, fucking 6 at a time. Every 5 minutes, crossing the sky for the next 2 hours or so until the sky was white. And that was in probably the tail end of 07, beginning of 08. And that's when I started to watch closer. And within a few months, I tried not to think about it because I had my business going and I just got custody of my kids and was trying to get the business off the ground more and, established fully and provide for my children. As my ability to work became less and less, and aches and pains and ability to focus, all that was just deteriorating as my health deteriorated over the next few years, which culminated in me losing the shop finally, because there's a lot of reasons I lost the shop. And I could point at a lot of different ones, and some have to do with other people, and some have to do with the government and our fake-ass, faggot fucking police and court system. But, those were all just, those were all just darts in my fucking back. The big fucking arrow is the chemtrail poison continuously, and the microwaves and radio band frequency waves that are being emitted from the cell towers that are now at ground level, beaming you sideways continuously, and airplanes that fly over beaming you from above continuously. And here comes another one now. I must have been talking for a good 2-3 minutes, huh? Here comes Faggy McAirplane. Hear him? I'll open the window. Maybe. Oh, Jesus. Maybe not. You can hear him. I'm happy, Mr. Airplane Man. I've flown over your house 37 times in the last 2 hours, but why not do it for a few more hours? Heck, all night long, because I'm a millionaire and I want to fly around in my little plane at 1,000 feet in circles continuously over your neighborhoods. Haha. It's Batman. He's in the bat plane, making sure that the Joker's not trying to pull a fast one on our community. Thank God. Thank God. I could go on and on with this sarcastic shit forever. I wonder if intelligence and fucking acknowledging reality will make a comeback in the stand-up comedy world, because I'm fucking ready to go. I will just fucking blatantly slap down sarcasm upon sarcasm. I will slap sarcasm on your sarcophagus and give you SARS. Oh, yay! There we go. Faggy McAirplane flew over. Now JJ the jet plane's got to fly over. It's all about the flyover. The continuous flyover. See, there's a simple equation for the effectiveness of radio and microwave beam weapons. And that is, very simply put, distance from source and length of time of exposure. Meaning, the closer the microwave beam is to you, the more it's gonna beam you. And the longer it's trained upon you at that close range. See the white shit floating in the air? There's no breeze in here. There's just that jet going over. The longer it beams you, the more you're microwaved. It's quite simple. I know some of you people have a hard time with science and physics and grasping these concepts, but a wave, like a radio wave, a microwave, has a real physical length. A real length. This big, this big, this big, this big. A mile, a nanometer. Depends on the frequency. But it's a real physical length. And if there's a piece of conductive metal that happens to be that exact same length, it will pick up that wave and become electrified. And if that piece of metal is inside every cell of your brain, then you have electrified pieces of metal inside every cell in your brain. And what do electrified metal, what does it do? It gets hot and burns. And what do electrons do? They get drawn to the positive charge, which is in the plane flying over. So nanoparticles of metal are becoming heated and burning their way out of your brain from the fucking inside, trying to get to that positive potential in the planes that fly over continuously that you don't think do anything. Yeah, they're not doing nothing. And all these strokes and aneurysms, that's not because pressure's building in people's heads and causing them to have strokes and aneurysms. No, it's perfectly normal. You know, just natural strokes and aneurysms because they didn't eat right. Probably smoked cigarettes, huh? Probably did drugs. Well, you know what? Pressure inside your head causes strokes and aneurysms. It also causes your temples to burst forth and bleed and lumps to appear under your skin because it's pressure on the inside and it just bursts out and it just don't stop. You think if the shit that's coming out of my temples and my ear under pressure with extreme pain associated, before that happened, I just had massive migraines. They were to the point that I was debilitated, couldn't work at all. And until the shit started coming out of my head, the migraines were getting worse. And now they've let up. As long as the shit pours out of my head, my migraines don't get like terrible bad. And my energy levels improved and everything, except this is continuous. I mean, and it's super painful. It's really hard to do other stuff. I could work through pain, really. It's the itching associated with the pain and the all-overness and the complete unnecessary of it and the evil of it also kind of gets to me. What's that sound? Oh, that's another plane coming. You see, because the airport is 5 miles to the south and the runway runs, parallel to us. But, I mean, there's 1,000 flights a day that land at PDX, and every one's got to be routed over the city of Vancouver in a zigzag fashion. How many times you got on a fucking airplane to go somewhere, you got to the city that you were going to land at, and the pilot says, well, we're 20 minutes ahead of schedule, so we're going to drop down here at 1,000 feet and give you an extended tour of the suburbs of the city. We'll zigzag back and forth for the next 20 minutes before we land, because you weren't in a hurry to go anywhere anyway, and we want to be on time, not early. Never fucking happened, because it doesn't. You've never looked out the fucking window of your plane and seen a white stripe going behind it anywhere at any altitude fucking ever, so fuck you if you say you have. And you've never seen one over the middle of a valley that's 100 miles inland from the shore and not next to a big mountain range. Contrails only happen at 26,000 feet or higher when water vapor has been pushed that high by a storm surge or, strong pressure and wind to get that water vapor that high in the air and freeze it. And then a contrail can happen. Under 26,000 feet, it can't happen because there's too much air pressure, even if there's frozen vapor. That's why planes don't leave trails when they fly in the snow. Hello, shit for brains. I'm not grasping at straws about intangible science here. This is simple fucking common sense that anybody can deduce simply JJ the jet plane's back. Simply by using their fucking brain and a little logic. What the fuck is wrong with you? Maybe you were conceived with a weak sperm. Maybe your dad was jacking off and your mom sat on it at the last second. Wake the fuck up. And if you know somebody in the military, bitch slap the fuck out of them. They're fucking retarded fucks. They are killing you and your family while you praise them for a heck of a job, Brandy. You're keeping us safe. Yeah, go over there and ship some heroin back to America for your fucking sister to do so she could be a prostitute for the judges and the cops. That's neato. Heh heh heh. USA. Oh, what's that sound? That's Faggy McAirplane, because JJ the jet plane just went over. How many times have I said this video? This video's been like 8 minutes maybe. How many planes have flown over? I didn't stop and say it every time one did, but I don't even remember. It's really hard to stay focused when you're having nanoparticles of electrified metal being sucked out of your brain continuously. But at least I got holes in my head for them to come out, right? That way I don't have a stroke or fucking keel over dead. I'm the lucky one. The guys down the street, the neighbor down there, he had a stroke and he's a vegetable now. But he never had any nodules fucking shit oozing out of his head. I guess his physiology was better. That his body didn't react to the toxin like mine does. Mine reacts to it. It's been storing it up subcutaneously and in cerebral fluid and in my sinuses for years. And now it reached that level that it just couldn't be held no more and it's oozing out of my fucking body. But I think most of it has been trapped in those places, even though technically it's not supposed to. Maybe it's my electrical fields that did it, because it's not a fucking liquid chemical action. But other people don't have this problem. They seem perfectly fine. They don't notice any ringing in their ears, there's no headaches, no problem at all. Oh, except the COPD and the cancer. But hey, you'll probably have a stroke or a heart attack before the cancer kills you. So there's a bright side. And when you get cancer, you create jobs, because you create a job in the medical industry treating your cancer for some young dipshit who's fresh out of college and knows nothing, and the job you vacate creates another job opening in your own field. You're helping America when you get cancer. If you ignore chemtrails and pretend these planes are normal and get other people to believe it's normal too so that they don't question it, you're helping restore the economy. A smaller population means more jobs available for those able-bodied to work. When you die, you're helping the economy. When you get cancer, you're helping the economy. When you support the war effort, you bring more drugs into America, and that supports the economy too. You think Wall Street's doing it? You're right. Think small businesses are? Fuck you! There are no small businesses anymore. There's LLCs hiring Mexicans to build fucking apartments for your kids to live in and become junkies and go to prison or become prison guards in. That's the future for America. Of course, you might want to get some pilot training because they can't get enough people to fly planes over you. What's that noise? I'm not sure. What do you say we investigate? I think I hear something. I'm gonna fucking trip over anything. What's that noise? Timmy fall in a well? Huh? I've been ranting for a long time. Hey, I see a couple stars. What's that noise? Oh, it's Faggy McAirplane coming to make sure that the terrorists aren't getting me. Thanks, Faggy. Gosh, I'd give every dime I own and let you have my children's souls to sell to the devil, as long as you keep me safe from those terrorists. Here comes the kitty. I know. But what can I do about it? Oh, I can't do nothing about it. I guess I might as well just do nothing and say nothing at all and just let it all happen because it's bigger than me. God didn't make the world for me. He made it for someone else. God made it for other people, not me. I'm just poor little old me. There's nothing I can do.